All right, today we want to talk about factoring when we don't have a leading coefficient of 1. But before I do that, I want to show you kind of what's actually happening when we have a leading coefficient of 1. And by that, I mean this x has a 1 with it. So you guys have factored these, we're looking for factors of -10 that add to -3. So I'm going to show you kind of really what's happening is we are multiplying the coefficient here of 1 by -10. And then from there, we're finding the factors that add to -3. Well, 2 and -5 combined together makes -3. So now that we're only multiplying to a factor of 1, we don't have to do a whole lot of other steps besides just write down what those factors have become. Okay, so I showed you this first because when we get to a coefficient that is larger than 1, we want to factor it a little differently. It's the same process, but some different steps have to happen. So I'm going to multiply my first term by my last term, 2 times 25. And that's going to give me 50. So I'm doing the same thing here. I'm trying to find factors of 50 that add to 15. So I could write out all my factors. Or if you kind of think your way through, 5 and 10 multiply to 50 and add to 15. Okay, before on problem 1, once we got to that step, we just wrote them out in this sense. But now we've got to multiply to a 2. So to kind of figure out how we're to do that, I'm going to create this little box. Okay, and inside my box, the top left, I'm going to put the first term, 2x squared. In the bottom right, I'm going to put the third term. In the other two boxes, I'm going to put the two factors I came out with, 5x and 10x. Okay, now I'm going to go with this 2x squared and this 10x. And I'm going to find the greatest common factor. Well, they're both divisible by 2. And they both have an x in them. So 2x would be the greatest common factor. Greatest common factor of 5x and 25 would be 5. 2x squared and 5x. And then 10x and 25 would just be 5. Now, really, it doesn't matter which one you put the 5x and 10x in. I could have flipped these and my answer would have been the same either way. So now at this point, I've got to think that I'm going to do my 2 parentheses. And here's where I have to do a little bit of thinking. I'm going to multiply to a positive 25, and I'm going to add to 15. So 2x and 5 go in my first box, and x and 5 go in my second. And now that I'm multiplying to a positive 25, I know that should be a positive 5 and a positive 5.